Show of hands, how many of you have felt emotionally victimized by big brands? Welcome back, everyone. Today, I am giving you my unwarranted, unasked for opinion, but I feel like it needs to be said. In this video, we are going to be discussing the problem with the big brands and influencers increasingly capitalizing off of our mental illness, often in ways that feel extremely uncomfortable. For example, I saw this Kind Bar ad claiming that bed rotting is a trendy self-care activity. We'll circle back to that because I don't know what. In this video, we're going to be talking about how big companies profit off of mental health struggles, contribute to the spreading of misinformation, why they do this, and how and why it is manipulative. What triggered this video was this Kind Bars ad that came across my For You page. And if you have no idea why this ad caught my attention, bed rotting is described by no. I feel like the only logical way to really get people to understand what real bed rotting is like is to listen to real experiences. I went on Reddit and I have some real stories for you to genuinely show you what bed rotting can do to somebody. Bed rotting feels crazy to me that such thing is even possible, even if I myself experience it. How can you just rot in bed all day, ignoring what your body needs, completely neglecting yourself just because you're lazy? It's a feeling, wasting all your hours on nothing, but still is worrying about yourself and things around you. For me, it's the overwhelming feeling of having to do something. Drives me crazy. I need to brush my teeth, wash my face, take a shower, clean my room, do my homework. Yet no matter how hard that itch in your brain to do it, I still can't. I can't. No matter how hard I try, how bad that feeling to do it, I can't. And it bothers you every hour like an alarm clock that couldn't be turned off. So you're forever stuck listening to the sounds of your mind telling you to do those, but you never do. No, not because you're lazy. It's because you're depressed and you lack the motivation to even live. I used to wonder how anyone can do that, but after getting my brain chemistry and body messed up from dangerous drugs I had no business being on, I've lost all motivation and desire to do anything other than rot on my couch. The brain is all you have in life, and if something tweaks it, you're don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. I got up this morning on time to take a shower and go to the lecture, yet I only found myself trying to find excuses in order to stay in bed. I did not take a shower and go to the lecture. I didn't even sleep. It wasn't because I was lazy for it. I love that damn lecture. Yet I just can't do it. I'm so lonely and depressed that I just can't do anything for myself. Worst part is I have a number of friends. My dad pays my rent. I live alone. I have a girlfriend. I am not overweight. Sure, I have some huge financial problems, but it ain't killing me. But even though I am luckier than most, I managed to fuck my life up and it is killing me. For the first time in my life, it ending all of a sudden doesn't sound too bad in my head. It is just too much to bother with. I can't talk to anyone. I am too ashamed of disturbing people's fun and interrupting their mood. My girlfriend is aware of my problems, yet I can't even just text her and say that I'm crying. I feel like it is all because of me fucking everything up. I can't talk to anyone about it. What even are they going to say? What can they do? I don't know what to do. I don't want anything. I don't want to have fun in anything. I just feel lonely and I have no motivation even to live. I'm so sorry you're dealing with this right now. Can you try some Pilates so your muscles don't shrink? You don't want the weakness that comes with bed rot. I bed rotted for the longest time. I still kind of do. So much, my muscles shrunk and my doctor said I had weakness. I had to start physical therapy to reverse it. It took months, but I've come a long way. Had to do some hard work and some serious med changes. New antidepressants like Lexapro and lithium, but I'm stronger for it. Okay. I can't get emotional. I can't get emotional. The best visual representation of bed rot that I can show, not necessarily her situation, but just the visual depiction of bed rotting, the best that I personally think is that one scene from Maid where Alex falls into that deep depression. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't sound or look like self care to me. And if you were upset by that ad from Kind, which again, the caption is bed rotting, the ultimate hashtag self care activity that's good and good for you. Um, if you were triggered by that, you are not the only one. Almost every single comment that I saw was ridiculing this ad. Now that I've been a little emotional, I feel it wouldn't be right to speak on this topic without talking about my personal lived experience with bed rotting, mental health issues, etc. Because I feel like that's the best way to learn about something that we don't understand. I have struggled with mental illness for as long as I can remember, and in 2020, I was finally diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and bipolar depression. And yes, they are different things. I don't know why they get mixed up so often. I think it's just because of the BPD abbreviation. They are two completely different things. And BPD is borderline personality disorder. I've seen a couple people use BPD for bipolar depression. No, this is what I'm talking about. We need a little bit more education in the mental illness area. This is very hard for me to talk about. I don't know if you could tell how uncomfortable I wrote down my experience kind of just so I could coherently speak it to you guys. I'm just gonna read it. I'm an expert in bed rotting because I did it for weeks at a time at one point. I did not eat. I slept all day and was up all night. I was raking up 15 hours of screen time a day, and when I wasn't on my phone, I stared at the wall and held my bladder for hours because I didn't want to get up. My bathroom was 2 feet away from my bedroom. I was a shell of a human being, and I'm still picking myself up from that. I'm always terrified of it happening again. It completely derails your life. So, yeah, I kind of just wanted to share a little bit of my experience because I am sick and tired of our experiences getting minimized because you want to take something that we go through and spin it into a little trend. Stop doing that. Before you're launching these campaigns, it seems like zero research is being done. Stop speaking about mental health struggles because none of you know what it's actually like clearly if you are making this ad. If you look up bedrotting on TikTok, you will find 2 different types of videos. I don't want to speak on anybody's experience in particular, so I'm not going to be putting examples in here, but if you look up bedrotting on TikTok, you will find a plethora of videos. When you look up bedrotting on TikTok, you'll find 2 different types of videos. People who've probably never experienced real bedrotting, treating it like a self-care day. See clean rooms, skincare involved. They also usually look freshly showered and are conveniently promoting a self-care product. I think what they mean to say is rotting in bed all day, which is an expression that has been used for quite some time, but bed rotting is an actual term. Wait, we'll get into it. But anyway, the other types of videos you will get on bed rotting are people who are sincerely struggling. They usually say they haven't showered in a while, they haven't eaten in a while, they haven't left their room, they haven't left the bed, and whatever. Drama Queen posted a video, a couple videos, I'm pretty sure, about bed rotting, and even talks about their personal experience. I'm not sure what Drama Queen's pronouns are, but you should go check out their videos. I will link their videos in the description and at the end of this video if you want to go check them out and learn more about actual personal experiences with bed rotting. Bed rotting is not a quirky slumber party activity we're doing with our girlfriends or a relaxing day in bed. This is something that can literally take weeks to months of your life away. Bed rotting did not start out as a self-care trend. It started out as a way for extremely depressed people to relate their experiences to one another. Rotting clearly was not used lightly. Like, what do you think that word means? What the fuck? Rotting. Anyway, go back to calling it a self-care day, especially to promote your overpriced TikTok shop item, and be thankful that you have no clue what real bed rotting is like. And if you're saying to yourself, what? Why would any brand do this? Why would they do something like this? They would never. Well, we might have a few more video essays to make for you because why are we trusting any big brands? Don't do that. That's your first mistake. But I do have a simple answer for today's question. Much like people who struggle with self-image issues, which is another group of victims targeted by these brands, but that's a whole different video. It is absolutely debilitating to live with mental health struggles like anxiety and depression. If you've struggled with self-image issues, depression, anxiety, any of those, you understand what it's like to feel completely helpless to yourself. Like you are a literal prisoner to your mind. So if you have the money and this company is saying, oh, this may alleviate that pain, this may alleviate that feeling for even just a little bit, you are most likely going to jump at that opportunity, right? Companies know this and they use those insecurities, anxieties, depression against you, especially because they know that their product is most likely cheaper than any actual help that you can get. I would also like to remind you that companies have been using our insecurities against us since as early as 115 years ago. This advertisement tried to convince mothers that they needed to invest in quality corsets for their daughters because corsets, according to this company, were just as essential as food and exercise to a young woman's development. Yeah, this is from 1910. But back to clinical help being out of reach for those who need it most. Let's do some quick math to figure out how much it would be to get treatment for depression in America. And I'm using depression because rotting is an effect of depression, so if you're confused there. Anyway, the average price for treatment for depression is $100 to $500 a session for outpatient treatment and $500 to $2,000 per day for inpatient treatment. The recommended amount of outpatient sessions per month for depression is 8 to 16. The length of recommended inpatient treatment you could need ranges from weeks to months. So on the low end, you're paying $800 a month for treatment. On the low end. You have insurance? It's not going to fuck you anyway. The average price a person pays for an apartment monthly is $1,600. $800 is half of that. And again, $800 is on the low end of what to expect when seeking treatment for depression. I don't know, kind. Does this bedrotting box come with $800 for my treatment? Because if not, I'm not sure how this box is assisting me in bedrotting, considering I probably won't even be able to get up to get the damn thing from my front door. I'm sure as hell not eating, and I definitely do not have a bestie to share this sweatshirt with. This sweatshirt made me feel like such a fuck. Do you want me to end it? Do you want me to end it? No company using mental health to gain customers, especially when they have nothing to do with mental health, should be encouraged to do so. Why are you doing that? Stick to what you know. Destigmatizing mental health and using our struggles to manipulate us are two completely different things. And you clearly picked a agenda here, kind. This is manipulation, and everyone who is struggling should be aware and grossed out by this, let's just call it what it is, predatory behavior. No matter how many funny memes they post, no matter how many inside jokes they're trying to participate in, you have to remember that these are big companies. They can't even be bothered to do a little research about these campaigns that they're blindly launching. Because if they did, they would have seen all of the backlash that people have been getting for using this terminology for a self-care relaxation day. Go back to calling it a self-care day. You don't have to be involved in everything. These companies do not care about you as people, only you as a consumer. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk today. I really did feel the need to make this video because I feel like we're going back in time. Like, I do feel like I see lobotomies in the near future. I don't know. I do feel highly judged by people who are neurotypical, though. I thought we were like I thought we were like on the way to like, hey, it's okay to be mentally ill, but no, you're judging me. You're judging me. You just wanted it to be easier to sniff me out. You made me more comfortable to talk about my mental health issues, right? So I did. And now I'm being heavily judged, and I feel it. And I know it. And I see your true intentions. So probably 9 out of 10 people that you meet are fucking mentally ill. You just aren't aware of it. I just think it's gross, and we need to bring more attention to this so that there aren't people being taken advantage of by these big brands. There's really nothing that you can do to help people that are experiencing bedrotting besides genuinely checking in on them, because the one thing about bedrotting is you just isolate the yourself. And yes, you have your phone in your hand. It is a lot of work to have conversations with people, and I get that. Especially when you have anxiety and social anxiety and things like that. You're like, oh my god, am I saying the wrong thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Well, are they mad at me because I haven't answered them in a week because I've been bedrotting? Oh my god. Mental health is so fucking confusing. You don't need more confusion from all of these outside sources, because we are already as confused. Like, we are so confused. There's gonna be that one girl that's like, yeah, I'm sorry, you know what? I'm making fun of you because you guys have made fun of neurodivergent people for so long. I'm starting to make fun of the neurotypical people. There's something wrong with you. At least I'm socially aware. You're not. I really need to get this off my chest because holy angry. I am sticking up for the people who can't stick up for themselves, especially right now, because there are probably so many people that are currently experiencing bedrotting and don't know how to get out of it. It's terrible, and I want to give you all hugs. You know what? Invite me over and we can use this fucking kind hoodie, okay? We'll bedrot together. For real, because we're actual neurodivergent people. Divergent. Did she just have like BPD? And that's why she was divergent? They're like, this bitch is not neurotypical.